last night, obviously the big news, Keon Keeley, five-star defensive lineman from Tampa Berkeley Prep, reopened the recruiting process. That comes as no surprise. If you've been watching Wiltfong's Whiparound or Preps to Pro with Andrew Ivins and Cooper Patagna, following along with Tom Loy on the Notre Dame Irish Illustrated website there, or Tim Watts, Hank South, and the guys at Bama Online, it was an imminent deal with Keon Keeley taking a couple visits to Alabama. He had been committed to Notre Dame since June of 2021, and the Irish are still holding strong at number 3 in the 24/7 Sports Composite team rankings. But for any program, losing a prospect of Keeley's caliber, it's obviously a blow. You know, not only is Keon an electric pass rusher, 16 and a half sacks as a junior, helping Berkeley Prep advance all the way to the state title game. Not only is he a performer in the biggest games, had 2 sacks against Arch Manning and Isidore Newman on ESPN under the bright lights, 3 tackles for loss in that game as well. But schools covet Keeley for his intangibles. I mean, he's a terrific student. He's a young man that fits in with everyone, fits in every locker room. People just love being around him. Several times a cycle, you know, when I'm talking to coaches, you know, they'll describe someone as being a better person than he is, better football player. And that certainly applies with Keeley. And that's why, you know, in addition to just being the number 1 edge rusher in the class, but all the traits that he brings to a locker room, he checks every box. Alabama, you know, is the program that we've identified with having the momentum. So with that, my 24/7 Sports crystal ball is on the Crimson Tide for Keon Keeley. Alabama, of course, has the number 1 recruiting class in the country. Like I said, he took a couple visits to Tuscaloosa. And again, Alabama's track record with players of Keon Keeley's caliber, you know, the stage that they play on year in and year out, and getting around players in that locker room that just vouch for the program at Alabama, I think are all enticing things for Keon Keeley. But he's talking to a couple other programs. Ohio State is considered competition for Alabama, and he's expected in Columbus for the season opener on Saturday night, Labor Day weekend, against Notre Dame, a top 5 battle with the Irish coming to town. And, you know, that'll be Keon's mom's first time on campus too. So an opportunity for Ohio State to impress Keon and you know, the important people in his life as well. And Keon's connected with some of the Ohio State recruits. So like I said, he fits in well with everybody. And Ohio State's a program that's in the mix there as well. And Larry Johnson, what he's done with 5-star edge rushers in the past, from the Bosas to Chase Young, it certainly is exciting for Keon Keeley. And then Florida's the 3rd school in the mix. We talked about it on Tuesday's Wiltfong Whiparound. Florida, they're in the top 10 in the 24/7 Sports recruiting rankings. They're in the middle of it for several elite guys. They're the 3rd school at the party right now for Keon Keeley. I'm sure there's others that have already reached out if they hadn't already, looking to get into the mix. So we'll see what happens there. But you got Alabama, you got Ohio State getting the next visit. Maybe that'll be a big needle mover. And then you got Florida as the contenders there for Keon Keeley.